All right, this is a guide for 21 Temple. This guide will be good from zeros to 21s, no problem. The only talent here I would change out would be Relentless, and I would take Spell Warding if I needed it, depending on my group. Other than that, these are the talents I ran for this key. There's a Tyrannical Weak, Quaking Spiteful. Also, I should remind you guys that I stream every day on Twitch, Minnesota with 2 A's. And we do viewer community keys / raids every day, all day. Any key level that you bring will go do. Doesn't matter if you're a tank or a healer. If you're just looking for a group to not give up and make sure you complete your key, come check us out. Or if you have any questions about my UI or any add-ons I use, feel free to come ask and I'll answer. Here we go. Okay, right when I start the key, I like to build up my holy power so I can get my Blessing of Dawn, my Blessing of Dust. You can see the buffs to the left and right on my middle of my screen. The Divine Toll, the blue one to the right, is my Dusk, and the light one is my Dawn. This is my increased 5% damage and healing, and my damage reduction by 4. For Tyrannical Weak, since the trash isn't as bad, I like to pull both water elementals. Get them right here to the corner so my melee and range can LOS. But again, like I stress in all my videos, Consecrate always needs to be down. And we're throwing out Shield of Righteous. And we should be judging on cooldown. I am also not the best at that, but that is the key to doing lots of damage, is spamming that judgment. But my main concern always is being the tankiest tank I can be. So keeping that Shield of Righteous up and my Consecrate down, huge plus. But as you can see with my weak ore here above my shield of Avenger Shield, a blue box right now. Every wog will light up gold, right? Gold like that. That means I'm sitting on a free Word of Glory, which this week on trash you're going to be sitting on them. I feel like a lot. You can send them whenever you want. I typically do send them as soon as possible, just because I'm building so much and I'm getting so many free ones that you kind of learn the dungeon of when you're going to need it and when you're not. But that first pull and this pull, we're always going to want to make sure we're getting a kick on the burst. That's our main focus kick, is Tidal Burst. You don't kick that, it's not good. But for this pull here, I always send someone to get the diamond kick, or I get it with Divine Toll. If you bring it right here to this corner, your range and your melee can LOS with this pillar to my left here, and it makes it a lot easier. Especially on fortified weeks. Tyrannical weeks, depending on your healer, they'll just say, hey, stay out. The healer I have with me right now, we're able to just stay out, and it didn't really matter. As you can see on the first pull too, when we had 2 of them, it didn't really matter, since it's a Tyrannical week and the trash isn't as bad. But we're gonna make sure that we have kicks for both burst. Any extra shields I'm just gonna send at any of the other cast, but I always make sure they get the Tidal Burst. Tidal Burst not kicked, you're in trouble. This boss here, I have a nice weak ore that I use for it. It kind of makes it almost feels like you're cheating. But for here, I just make sure we kick everything that we can. With it being Tyrannical week, it's gonna be harder. The boss is gonna be harder. Everything's gonna hit harder. So just get a nice kick rotation going down. It's gonna be the same kick rotation after every up burst. So you can see that red bar on my screen with the white check mark. That's when water is going to shoot up in the air. You don't want to be in the water when that goes off. But this one's pretty easy. You see where it is, beam. See these 3 check marks on the white marks? Those are the upheavals, and you only go when it's not that. So pretty simple, pretty sweet weak ore, but pretty simple fight. So we're gonna fast forward this and get to the next part. For Trinical weeks, this is the pull I'll typically do. Fortified weeks, I skip this pull, as you'll see in the next guide I'll do for Fortified. I don't do this pull, but for this one I do it. My main kick here is on the Shaw with the fear. You see the moon. Just want to make sure that doesn't go off at all possible. You can kick it, stun it, whatever you want. I have an updated week or plater package that shows all the kicks, and anything that can be stunned will be an orange color, because there's some that you just can't kick but you can stun them. But this pull on Fortified stinks, so normally you invis this, but this week I just 4-pull it. The Shaw, I just make sure you kick the Sleepy. If you don't kick the Sleepy, hopefully your healer can dispel you quick enough. But there's only 2 mobs here that need to be kicked, so this should be very easy for any group. But like I said, Paladin, most people's biggest mistakes with Paladin is they don't keep their consecrate down, or they move too much out of their consecrate. So it's not like your warrior or your other where you can just move all willy-nilly. And no, consecrate needs to be down, or you're getting popped. It's awful, but it is what it is. I probably could have pulled all 3 of this together, but better to be safe than sorry. With these little guys blowing up, like, kind of a pain. The next pull here coming up, we are going to, I always have them focus the beetle, because the beetle just slaps tank ender. Just kill the beetle and you win. You know, I don't mind Fortified and Tyrannical weeks at all, but Tyrannical just feels so bad with how long these bosses last, even though this bird's lasting forever. But so kill the beetle here. You can stun the beetle, don't forget you can stun the cast. That cast just went off. I hammered it. Kick Diamond's Rage, and the tiger has another kick as well. With the stuns and everything, the beetle should die and not really get too many stacks off. But you kill the beetle, and that's about it. For this next boss, I'm gonna fast forward it because this boss is very simple. We start on the right one on Pearl. We switch every 6 stacks. So you get 6 stacks, you switch, and you just keep switching. Everyone has to switch. No one can be targeting the other one. We typically give our buff to our highest DPS that's basically gonna benefit, which is gonna be our Warlock. So our Warlock's gonna get the buff and just hold on to it. Healers really don't need it anymore. They nerfed this fight pretty good. So just give it to a DPS. If you're not sure, just all you gotta do is walk over if you have the debuff, and they'll get it. Pretty simple. So we'll fast forward. So for this trash here, I like to double pull this. This guy can be a pain. You just gotta make sure you watch the frontal, and you kick the mist here, blue square, and you can stun the leg sweep from the mob, or just move out of it. But all in all, very easy pull. The next pulls now you can kind of do whatever you feel you have cooldowns up for. There's a couple of mobs that are called minions that if you don't have defensives up or you're not kiting, they'll just delete you, especially on a fortified week. Tyrannical not too bad. Tyrannical I can sit and just tank them, but I'll definitely stun them. But I'll let the video play here. You can see kind of how the pull routes I go and what I'm kicking and what I'm not kicking. for this one, it's the same thing. Picking the mist, stunning the leg sweep, and see how there's a minion in there. Those little boxes to the left of my target frame, those are the abilities that I'm watching for. So when they glow, I know that it can cast that ability again. I'm getting ready to either kick it or not. With this pull here, I like to pull the big guy, and I like to pull the mobs through the wall here. So they pat behind this wall, so they back and forth. So I just consecrate, bless hammer, and they come out. Sometimes they don't come out right away, so don't worry about it. But we're gonna make sure that we kick the tidal burst and just blast it. I do the same pull on Tyrannical and Fortified Week. I think it's a good pull. Just more trash, more double pulls, better. But it can, just got to make sure you get the cast off. That's all I can tell you. There's been so many times where we don't kick a cast and we just die, or someone gets frontaled. So definitely got to be paying attention on this pull. The rest of the pulls are pretty simple. You could double pull them, you could single pull them, whatever you're feeling in the group. Just make sure that you're getting your kicks on the shots, the ones that fear you, and the well, as you see here, a good time. I saw a good opportunity to do a double pull here. They're both lined up perfectly. I tell someone to grab square. I got triangle, and there's only one minion in this pack. So as long as we get the two kicks, and I can hammer the minion, this pack is very simple. Just double pull. It's all about that minion for us. The other stuff, got a whole team that can help kick. It's just this one minion that just pumps. So his cooldown is coming up, and now it's highlighted so he can cast it whenever. Sometimes I miss it, you know. Sometimes you just got so much going on, but he's about to die. I'm not too worried about it. He's slowed. But now there's another minion here. It's glowing, so I know he can use it whenever. I hammered him. He didn't hit me. Easy. I'll use Blinding Light to stop him. I'll use War Stomp. Anyone that has a stun can help you with that. But here we're just going to chain pull into the next. Make sure we kick Diamond and Moon. And we only got to worry about the one minion. On a non-fortified week, I should be able to live that. So if you skip that 3 pull though, with the torch and the one guy, right behind me there's a hallway with 2 more mobs, and you would pull those mobs into this 3-pack, or that last minion pull that I pulled into this pack. But all in all, this one is pretty easy. I'm gonna fast forward it to phase 2 of this next boss, because I think that's where most people mess up this boss. Is phase 2. Phase 1, everyone kind of knows what's going on. I basically saved most of my cooldowns for phase 2, but I'll let it play normal for this, for phase 1, as it's tyrannical. So we'll see phase 1, and then we'll go to phase 2. Yep, trying to clear Thundering and not Quake together. That's what I was doing there. So here, I try to keep it in the middle of this boss, like always in the middle. I always try to keep it facing the same direction, so all the stuff shooting out goes the same direction. Here we get a dot, gets dispelled, dodge the waves, come right back. It should go the same spot every time, but sometimes you get turned around and it doesn't work. But I typically like to keep a free Ward of Glory. As you can see, it's lit up right there for when this dot comes out. But my healer's doing a good job. I haven't felt the need to actually use it, which I should have, because I've already generated probably 4 more free Ward of Glories, but it is what it is. So phase 2, we're gonna lust right when it comes out. I got hit. There's my free Wog. So always nice to have one of those on standby. So phase 2 starts here. This is where a lot of people die. If I don't have a cooldown rolling, I'll ask for Iron Bark or whatever, but I always save a Ward of Glory for this. I come right back. I build up as my holy power as fast as I can. Make sure I use Eye of Tyr, because that's 20% as it comes out. Ardent Defenders. You should have Ardent Defender for 1. You should have Eye for 1. and then you just wog yourself. Help your healer out. Just even if it's not a free wog, just wog it. I build up to my free. Sentinel's going for this one. I got a free wog. I build up my holy power to another 3. I get my free wog, and then I use 3 more holy power to clear that debuff. I'm all turned around now. This ain't good, but it happens. I have bubble taunt here if I need it, but I got a free wog again, and I got iron bark, and I know I have cheat death, but we're gonna bubble taunt because we don't want to move easier. But you're just basically just making sure that you have a cooldown for every single one, every one of those debuffs, and you're making sure you have a free wog plus 3 holy power. This phase right here, everyone knows, just pick a direction, and that's gonna be the direction it's always gonna go. Dodge the frontal. But we'll fast forward now. All right, so with these pulls again, I'll typically have a range interrupt diamond because my shield has the best bounces in the world, and I'll pull the whole room if I hit that, or I'll walk up to it and melee interrupt it. But these 3, you just make sure you interrupt. Pretty simple pack. Burst and burst. Next pack, same thing. It's the 3rd pack in here that normally wipes tanks, which we will just go to right now. All right, so what makes this next pack so hard is there's 3 minions. 3 minions, and you have someone interrupt the Shaw for the fear. That's square. You got 3 minions here. Normally I open up with my Eye of Tear. Consecrate needs to be down. Good. They all cast it, and luckily I think I parried. I wasn't paying attention, but it's really hard to see what one's gonna go off. So typically I look for one and I call for a stun, or I stun it myself. I blinding light, war stomp, whatever I can to make sure that the minions don't do that cast. If they do, I pop a big cooldown, but I'm basically recycling through all 3 of my cooldowns here. Arm Defender, Eye of Tear. Once that falls off, I go into Kings. If they're not dead by then, that's when I use Bubble Taunt, and pray we kill it by then. You can kite it, but it's horrible. On fortified weeks, like this week we did it, and I'll upload that video some point this week. It was rough pull, but non fortified, you should be killing it probably before Eye of Tear most times, but if not, that's how I live it. This boss super easy for us tanks, you know. This is more of a healer check. Hopefully you have a healer that can do it, and hopefully you have another DPS that can help make it easier. But if you don't, just hope you got a pretty good healer. But you can take it wherever you want. The only thing you really got to do here, consecrate to the righteous, and then when the ads come out, everyone just stacks in the same spot. Kill the ads. That's normally when I say my divine toll, if I remember. You stack, ads come out, spread. I normally will war stomp them when they're all in, or blinding light just to stop some damage. I'll hodge one because any little bit helps. But that's my temple. Again, if you want any help, if you got any questions, or even if you got a suggestion that maybe you saw that I could have done better, I'm always open to criticism. Come by the stream, come run some keys with us, come have a good time. You don't need a sub, you don't need to pay gold, you don't need to just hang out. We just pick someone from chat and we just go. But I appreciate it. I'll do another video. Probably next one will be Ruby Life Pool. But thanks. If you made it this far in the video, comment I made it, so I know how far you made it. I'd be surprised if anyone makes it this far, but I made it in the comments, and I know. But I'll let it play out. This is basically the end of the video. This boss, so feel free to close it. Peace. Oh, like and subscribe.